What's up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the Brandon Janeau Show. As you already know, I'm Brandon Janeau. Uh, and like you also know, I am a brand ambassador for my family, Urban Boulevard. Shout out to these amazing people. Listen, you get the hat. I know they got some length on it right here, but I've been wearing it a lot lately. Uh, um, but this hat and all other apparel that they have on that website, Urban Boulevard, BLVD.US. You go there 30% off if you type in the code Brandon.30. That's Brandon.30 for 30% off, man. So enjoy this hack and hopefully enjoy everything else that's going on. So, and I want to give us a couple shout outs to some people, man. Shout out to my brother Juan. We've been pretty much for the last couple of weeks been putting in this overtime working on this NFL draft, this mock draft picks that we've been doing. I want to thank him for giving me the opportunity to even, he believed in me that much to even do it with me. Had so much fun creating it with him, doing all those nights with him. So much fun, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. We got tomorrow night. We will be doing the mock draft, a big mock draft of everybody will be on there. We got some special guests coming through, stuff like that. And so I hope you guys enjoy that. We'll be on Instagram Live under All Sports Talk Podcast. You go there, or you can just see us on YouTube, Jack's Wild Sports Show YouTube channel. You can go and watch me pretty much on there. Um, and yeah, so and subscribe to that, by the way. Subscribe to both. If you don't follow him on Instagram, follow All Sports Talk uh, podcast on Instagram. Then go there, Jack's Wild Sports Show YouTube channel. Follow him. Follow us on there too. Um, and yeah, man. Shout out to my brother RSA, of course. Always Dark Therapy Sessions episode out right now. Aging is the name of the episode. You can go on podcast platforms, or you can also hit us up on YouTube. Dark Therapy Sessions is the YouTube channel. Also, uh, send us clips, FMKs, fuck Mary Kills. Send us anything that you topics, whatever you guys have been feeling. Send it to our Gmail, Dark Therapy Sessions. And shout out to my family, Cultural TV Podcast. For the last couple of interviews I've done, I did one today for them. Um, and I got another one coming soon with those guys. Got a couple actually coming soon with those guys. Hopefully, you know, we can finally get scheduling right with everybody. But hopefully, once we do these interviews, hopefully you guys go and follow them also on Instagram, Cultural TV Podcast. You can also go follow them on their YouTube channel, Cultural TV Podcast 22. I think it's 2022. I think Instagram and I think also on YouTube. I can't remember, but yeah, follow them on there. And yeah, and anybody else I haven't shouted out, shout out to all y'all, man. I just saw an amazing Instagram live with some my you know, I guess OGs, I guess if I say some of my people, man, some of my family, man. Uncle Dolomite, shout out to you, shout out to Jay, Cognac Room, shout out to Smash, of course, Bet the House, shout out to JR, WV Commonplace, yeah, man, shout out to all y'all, man. Uh, and let's get it going, I guess. Let's get it going. So tonight I will be doing two episodes, pretty much closing out the rest of the season four, closing out season four of this podcast, Brand New Show. Somebody asked me once, "Yo, why you do seasons?" They're like, "Why you do seasons? Like, is it because is it something to it? Like, why do you do seasons?" And I never come up with a right answer. I was like, maybe I think I said to keep track of what I'm saying, or like so I don't have to go over what I've said already, or something like that. The reason I do seasons is because there's a start and an end to it, just like life. There's a start and an end. What this podcast has shown me that you don't have to die to have an end to a season. What I mean by that is every season you get either a beginning, a midpoint, or an end to a situation, to a relationship, or to the person you was. You close a chapter on something, on that particular thing in that season. Sometimes we forget that life throws us curveballs. Some are meant to be hit and knocked out the park and never to be seen from again. Some you strike out on. You strike out on them. You you strike out on it, and then you get another shot at it, and you strike out again. And I think for me, what I've seen recently is that the more curveballs people get, the more we strike out on them. We don't hit them out the park, but you never really do. You wish a lot of them would be ground balls and kind of just in the field of play, in a sense. I know I'm using baseball analogies if you don't know what I'm doing. But the way that life has particularly taught me about myself is that there's more to me than meets the eye. There's more than just a reflection when I look in the mirror. There's there's something. I don't know what it is, and that's the beauty of life, I guess, in a sense. And the chaoticness of life as well. Because if you don't know what you are, and you think you do, that and people are like, nah, you ain't that. And you're like, what the fuck you mean I ain't that? I've been that my whole life. No, you ain't that. You changed. Remember, you ever heard that? Especially when people were like, nah, you ain't who you used to be. You changed. The fuck you mean I changed? You changed. And we take it as a bad thing, but I don't think change is a bad thing. I think okay, I would say change. No change is a bad thing, but not all change is good. But when somebody tells you that you changed, you shouldn't take it as a negative thing. Like you don't ride around with us like you used to. You don't do what you used to do and come out to parties. You kind of more in the house now. You chilling by yourself. You kind of isolated. You and people consider that oh you changed. Did you change or did you adapt to your new to a situation? Did you evolve out of that problem? Did you evolve out of that thought process that you need to be around people to feel something? I don't think that a season doesn't teach you everything. It teaches you one valuable thing. If you don't believe that a season teaches you something, why the fuck do we have birthdays? Why we just don't all stay at 1 years old? Because we clearly are not going to grow anymore. We're clearly not going to expand on who we used to be. We're not going to explore new ways to adjust our lives to different situations. We're not going to feel heartbreak anymore. We're not going to do any of that. We're going to be one time. That is the one time we're going to have the one train of thought for the rest of our lives. We don't have to worry about nobody. We just are stuck. Why do we age? Why do we grow up? Why do we have to get obstacles put in our place, in our way? to make us adjust because the seasons need us to. Season 4, I learned a lot about myself. Season 3 was let's expand. Let's see what I could do outside of the confines of in my room talking through a microphone. I have advanced in season 3. I did a lot of shit I never thought I'd do in season 3. But you know what they say? Ain't nothing like them classics. I'm not talking through a microphone anymore, but I'm still talking by myself. And to be honest, I got afraid for that. I got scared of that. I literally thought that I would not do any more solo podcast episodes. I'm like, I don't need to do that no more. It wasn't about me going back to what I did. It was about me expanding what I didn't do. I'm doing this now. I'm doing Zooms. I'm doing videos. I'm putting them on YouTube. I'm creating. I'm clipping these things. I'm learning how to edit, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know, I'm learning how to edit. I'm not great at it, but I'm learning how to edit. And that's the beauty of it. I didn't do that season 1. I didn't do that season 2 because I didn't think nobody would want to see this. Probably still don't want to see this, but you know, it is what it is. um, but I didn't do that season 2. Somewhat. I started creating videos late season 2. I started putting them on YouTube, and a lot of things I created ended up becoming. A lot of things I've created has become what I've literally expanded on. Season 3, I brought my family in. First of all, I found out I had a family in this podcast world. I know people say when you listen to this podcast, I always talk about it. Like, why you always say that? Why you always say you gotta like found a family? You know what I'm saying? I love my family. My real family, my blood that I share. I love my family. But don't ever get it twisted. But like I said a couple of podcasts ago, they already know who I am. So they don't expect me to adapt. So anytime they see me do something out of character, in a sense, like this is out of character for them. They don't think I can really I have this mind that works like this. This is out of character. They don't barely know I can talk sometimes. Because I didn't talk when I was a kid. I observed. That's probably why I'm so goddamn self aware. I observed a lot. I never talked. I just observed. I looked at everything. I paid attention. So when somebody saw me talk, they would be like stunned, like, "What the fuck? He's not a mute. Like, what the fuck? He's not a mute. He can talk." And that's the thing. This is out of character. Me speaking is out of character because they never thought. See, out of character doesn't have to also be a bad thing. See, people get that twisted too. Out of character doesn't have to be a bad thing. But this is not normal for them. They don't think of me as this kid. They think of me as the sick kid that always was in a hospital, needed help, needed had an oxygen tank in his closet. This isn't that ain't that. So this is different. My family's made it in their minds. My blood has made it in their minds that they don't know how to react certain times to this. But then I go to my podcast family, and they're all about the reaction. They enjoy it. When I speak, not only do they listen, they feedback. It's a different feeling when you create something. When you get a chance to do what I do and speak on just anything that comes to your mind, it catches you even off guard. That's why my family's there because they can buffer it out. They can show me different ways of creating my podcast. building my platform. Season 3 was about that. I learned that it's okay to lean on other people. You don't have to do everything on your own. And in that season, I actually got a chance to start creating other podcasts. I got a chance to work with so many amazing people, like my brother Art said, like my brother Juan. We talk sports and then dark therapy sessions. We just talk. But doing interviews, getting a chance to getting opportunities, like I said, cultural TV podcasts, or even my family, Kick Up Your Heels Entertainment, like to work, talk to all those amazing people I got a chance to talk to, and to create something that has become something that I can't even explain sometimes. But season 4 created a new element for me. It created the element of success and displeasure. Like I was happy that I was doing this and I was creating and I was pushing and but then I got somewhat somewhat complacent because then I started leaning too much on the family to do shit with me. And I learned, people still got their own lives, my guy. They still got their own podcast. You gotta let them go do their own shit too. They can't come on there every Tuesday night with you. Okay, they can't do every jam session with you. They got their own lives. They got their own shit they gotta work out. Duly noted and granted. I understand totally. But you do get to the point where people have been there all the time for you. You kind of get a little codependent on that. And I did in season 3. Even and definitely after season 3 coming into season 4, I got codependent. And now to a point where season 5 um will actually be a top 10 list. And to be honest, I don't know if people gonna show up. I have no clue. I would love if people show up. That'd be awesome. I would enjoy it. But it gets back to the unknown because the first time I ever did a top 10 list, again, didn't know if people were gonna show up, and they did. And it grew into something that I even was like, okay, this is a little different than I ever thought. But that's the beauty of it, man. We get that sense of it. But midway through season 4, I stopped doing the top 10 list. Um, Again, that goes into the displeasure. I felt like I was getting stagnant. I felt like I was putting too much pressure on other people to help me create something. And I'm cool with getting the help. I just don't want people to I don't want to forget that people have their own lives too. And they can't drop everything for you like blood can. Well, supposed to. And be there for you. And that's where the family kind of gets a little different. Which brought me back to doing it by myself. At first, again, didn't know if I was up to the challenge. Ended up being a pretty good decision. Um, I stopped doing videos in season 3 and started becoming more of complacent with that too. Now, my podcast is audio and video. So it all worked out. What does season 5 hold? Who the fuck knows? I don't even know. But with season 4, it created a lot. It really is 4 seasons, and I learned a lot in it. So thank you for listening to season 4. We're not done yet. It's just episode 39, but I want to thank you. Well, this might be episode 40. Don't know how I want to put it out, but yeah. Thank you for listening, enjoying this, and hopefully season 5 could be a blend and mixture of everything. So talk to you guys soon. Peace.